Hello everyone. So welcome back to UFC India. So this is my YouTube channel. So please do like and subscribe. It will be really helpful. So I'm gonna discuss about the upcoming UFC fight. So this fight is between YUSUFF and Edson Barboza. So those who know, I believe everyone knows about Barboza. So YUSUFF is also a known character. He's a known fighter. So it's a very interesting fighter. I mean, if you look at him, he lost to Arnold Allen. But if you look at the other records, I mean, he beat, you know, Alex Karkasis, he's a Andre Fili. Those are very solid fighters. So he beat them. I mean, Andre Fili by decision. Most scenario, it's decision. You will see that, it's most by decision. The latest fight was Don Shanice's, just by submission in round one. So he's a very, very interesting fighter. And if you look at Barboza, I mean, Barboza has been there when Khabib was there. He lost to Khabib. I know he lost to very, 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 very good fighters like Justin Gagey, Paul Feder. You look Kevin Lee. I mean, he did win against Beneil Dariush. That's a very, very, very tough fighter to win against Beneil Dariush. So that's a very interesting fighter. And if you look at his record, 23 wins, 11 losses. His last fight was against Billy. That's a very good fighter too. He's a very good fighter. He won by knockout, by knee. So that's solid one. Yeah, he lost to Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Chikatse, those are very good fight. The ground game, Price and Giga, not Giga, but Price ground game is very good. Giga's leg, the footwork is really good. So, yeah, so if you look at the styles, YUSUFF, I see he has style, his fighting style, he has movement, he has fast movement. There is power too, there is definitely power. If you look at Edson Barboza, he's definitely got that style. He might be, let's say, he's been there, he's been there, so he's just hanging around, but he's been there, he's got movement, he's still a dangerous fighter, he has that knee, his movement, his footwork is really, really good. So the fight is 5-round fight. And I believe, based on the judgment, YUSUFF, he's going to win the fight. It's going to go to distance. It's going to go to distance. 5 rounds by decision. YUSUFF is going to win the fight. So other fight, Jonathan Martinez and Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez was a really, really capable fighter. If you look at him, he did lose to, last fight against Rob Font by TKO, I would say. Yeah, that was devastating. That was devastating. So if you look other records, like he did beat, Davy Grant. He has a couple of losses, but there's a very, very decent fight before Tony Kelly. That was a really great fight too. So yeah, it's a very interesting matchup to watch. You will see, TKO is majority, 63%. So Adriananes and the other fighter, Jonathan Martinez, he's a very, very, very capable fighter too. Because if you look at his record, you will see 18 wins, 4 losses, most by TKO and submission. His last fight against Saeed Nurmagomedov, that name means something. He ain't a brother of Khabib or anything like that, but he's a Dagestani fighter. So to beat a Dagestani fighter, to go to decision, 3 rounds and win, that says something. So that's something. Cub Samson, Vince Morales. So is that too? So based on the fighting style, you will see, Jonathan Martinez, Adrian Yanez. He's got power, he's got movement, he's explosive. Jonathan, I think, it's gonna be controlled. It's gonna, take him down. jujitsu, do some jujitsu. So it's gonna be like that, I believe this fight is gonna go to 3 rounds, and Jonathan is win by decision. Another fight, that's a very interesting fight. Andre Petrosky and Michel Pereira. I'm sorry, it's Michael Pereira, I believe so. Andre Petrosky, he won against Nate Diaz, man. You know, Nate Diaz guy, his name was Nick Maximo. He won, he choked him. So Andre Petrosky, that's a name, you know. So that's very interesting fighter. And if you see his record, is 10 wins and 1 loss. So that's a very interesting fight too. And Michael Pereira, so he's a very unorthodox, unpredictable fighter. Nobody knows what movement he's gonna do. So that's a very interesting fighter. So if you look at Andre Petrosky's fight, he won against Gerald. He's a very good fighter. Nick Maximo, we see he lost at 2020. So before that, it was all win and all my submission, decision. I mean, this is a solid fighter. He's a very solid fighter. And if you look at Michael Pereira, this fight we cannot predict based on the record or anything like that, but anything can happen, anything can happen. The fight, Michael Pereira is gonna do some wild stuff, mostly by the footwork. He's gonna punch, he's gonna jab, he's gonna do, attack, he's gonna push forward, he's gonna do unpredictable things. So that's gonna be interesting. So other fighters are there, but Terence McKinney is there. Yeah, very decent, very good fighter, very aggressive fighter, I would say. So it's a very solid card. Andre Petrosky, Michael Pereira, Andre Anderson, Jonathan Martinez, and the main card, YUSUFF and BARBOZA. So that's a very interesting fight. So it's gonna be interesting, and let's see what happens. And so this is all I would say. This is gonna happen, and let's see what happens in upcoming. After this, it's gonna be a UFC fight in Abu Dhabi. That's gonna be amazing because that fight is against the lightweight champion, the king, Islam Makhachev, the king, the lion, Charles Oliveira. That's gonna be interesting. And so is Kamsap Maya vs Costa. That's a very savage fight, man. Telling you, that's gonna be interesting. So that's all. Some reason I tried to open my YouTube about page, but it's not loading. But so that's the one. That's my channel, UFC India. Please do like and subscribe. And if you're a UFC fan, please do like and subscribe. So that's all, guys. The next video, I will be breaking down the Islam Makhachev vs Charles Oliveira fight. Thank you.